what's up, boys and girls? CheFPV here, Zero Rana-HD. More importantly, today, Connex Prosight, and we are sitting on camera VTX right here, and then the Rana-220. So we are about to do a install of the Connex system into this Rana-220. Now, it is barely going to fit. It is pretty much the smallest, tightest frame that I've found that I think I could fit this thing into. So what we're going to do also real quick is I just wanted to do a little, I don't know, demonstration of exactly what weight I'm about to put on this thing with the Connex and the amount of weight coming off. So let's take a look. 53 grams, that does not include, let's see, the two antennas that I'll be putting on. Let's put those on there. So it looks like we are at 57 grams is what the VTX, the antennas, the camera, my little mount for the camera I'm using, and the entire length of this cable, which I'm actually going to be taking that down in size, I'm sure, a little bit. So 56, 57 grams. And when we're done pulling the VTX, the camera, the Triumph antenna, and the 3D printed SMA mount, we will throw that stuff on a scale and take a look at it. But in the meantime, I've got this thing started to be opened up. I've got the the screws on the bottom open. I am going to be trying to leave this thing slammed at 20 millimeters or 25 millimeters. If I have to, I'll go ahead and install full standard standoffs though. So to start with, I'm just going to go ahead and pull off my camera mount, which I'm using a custom printed TPU mount for this run cam. It's a standard run cam Owl, the original one. I'm going to go ahead and pull that Triumph off for now. People forget all this extra weight that actually does come off when adding a Connex. So, pull this 3D printed piece off next. Alright. Disconnect the VTX right there. Now it should come free. That's all twisted up in my RX here. Alright. So my RX is going to stay in, obviously. Camera. Come over here. Get this thing desoldered real quick. I am running a MotoLab Tempest. I went ahead and switched into this the other day in anticipation, knowing that if I could go down to just a single board, it would obviously help with keeping... Man, this wire here needs to be cleaned up. This wire was a little dirty on the ground wire for the receiver. I just want to clean it up while I'm here. But yeah, I went with the MotoLab's Tempest, knowing that it would give me a great versatility in having as low profile of a build as possible, really, because it's just a single board. So single board means a lot easier to deal with. Oh man. I tell you what, man, this wire sucks that I'm using. I'm using almost too big of a wire here. Alright. Here we go. Much better. Alright, so we got that. And then I needed to pull the camera wire off. The camera is actually here in the back. There we go. Alright. So the camera should pull right out now. Had that OG owl. There we go. Oh, I lost a cable on the way. What the? Need to find that. Did I get lost up in there? Where did it go? Oh wait, there it is. It broke off. Alright. Now, we will need, I think, to try and get my RX a little tighter into a little tighter area here. And so to do that, I am going to, because I do not think I will have, let's see, we need to check clearance here. I do not think I'll have enough room for, let's see, the VTX is going to go basically there. Yeah, so I don't have enough room quite to stuff everything just like that. So, in order to get the VTX in there, I think what I could do, I've done this in other builds, is run the RX up underneath the board. So we'll loosen this up a little bit. Oh, come on. Stupid soft mounting the gyros, you know? Got all these soft screws in here. You gotta loosen them up a little bit. Alright, so did that. And now what I want to do is tuck it. So we're going to put antennas through first. Oh my goodness, come on. There's one. There's two. Alright, antennas first, and then fold it underneath. And it's just gonna go just like that. Let's see.
Welcome to OpenTX. Engine off, macro mode on. Engine off, macro mode on.
Bam. All right, so the receiver is good to go up underneath. So smashed up under there, perfect.
High speed mode active. Engine
Motor
off,
spin.
high speed mode active. Engine
All right, next step.
telemetry lost.
Let's take a quick look at, like we said, the exact weight of what we just pulled off. So we just took out a TBS Triumph, which is 12. I mean a TBS Unify Pro with a SMA connector and a 3D printed mount. There we go. 23 grams altogether with the TBS Triumph. And then here is the camera. So, 36 grams. We took 36 grams off, and what did we say we were putting on? 57? And that was with this big old massive piece of cable, 58, so whatever. So we're 22 grams heavier. However, take into account the lack of need for this. Or, even better yet, the way I really run it. 100 grams almost for a strap, a GoPro Session 4, and a mount. So part of the reason why I had to start really thinking hard about this was strapping an additional $200 to $300 worth of gear and 100 grams. Kind of makes me rethink that whole it's too heavy, it's too big, blah, blah, blah. Whatevs. Alright, so here we are. We need to wire up this bad boy, so we're going to clip. These wires actually pretty short. They actually have a bunch of different power wires that are ran together, and then they all splice into these larger, like 12 gauge or whatever these are, 10. So we'll take those, and obviously we need to tin them. All right, so we got those tinned up. Now we have a Motolab Tempest, so we have a ground and then a low voltage. I mean a filtered voltage. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna go straight off of filtered. So here we go. All right. Now we're a solid connection. There we go. Before we plug in our $100 Prosight, we need to plug in our quad and test our wiring job here. Definitely gonna not go through any accidents here. So touch here. Be careful not to touch anything else. Bam, 11 volts coming through. Exactly what I expected. So now we can plug that in. So power in goes here. All right. That's going to come around like this essentially. And that bad boy is just going to set right up in there behind all of this. You'll see this thing is barely going to fit, but it is. It's going to fit just like that. We'll zip tie it in place for now. We do have TurboMach Drones is working on getting us a 3D printed mount. But in the meantime, we're going to use this. It looks like we're going to go ahead and go with full-on standoffs. So, let's see. All right, so we're going to run these standoffs instead. Just swapping standoffs on the top plate here. All right. So we got that standoff done, or the standoff switch done. So now we're going to go ahead and I'm going to just figure out the position of this bad boy. So I really hate zip tying this thing in there, man, but gotta do what you gotta do. Just need it secured. crushing it, avoiding. Oh. All right, there you go. We have the Connex on the top plate. So it's gonna go, boom, like this. And then, where is the camera? Where did the camera go? Oh, there it is. Camera. So there we go. We got it in there. There we go. Bam. That's approximately how we're going to get it in there for now. Just wanted to show you guys. I mean, there is a ton of room, essentially. It's the camera that's taking up the most room for now. Now, eventually, this board, this VTX, will be on the bottom, and then we'll move the flight controller up above it. But for now, that's really, it all fits. There you go. I'm going to button it up. I just wanted to show you kind of basics. We'll get it all buttoned up and how we're really going to get it going, and we'll test fly it. Cool. Hey, what's up, boys and girls? Check it out. CheFPV's back. And bam! Look at that. 322 grams. HD ready. Obviously, no battery, no props. But considering that this thing was sitting at 298 or 295 in that range, with an OWL cam, a TBS Triumph, a Unify Race, and a 3D printed SMA holder, basically we gained 24 grams by eliminating all of that. And I can tell you that most people actually run a larger camera, a larger VTX. The argument of weight, I don't think, is much of an issue. We don't have the boot, which would have added 8 more grams around the lens just because the standoffs are a little too tight. I actually could do some trimming on this, and I think I will, and actually get it to fit in there nicely. But for now, I just left it off. What we did end up doing, though, just to go ahead and recap this build and how we did this, I have the antenna, one of them, just flat across the top. It's just coming out the back here. And then the other one I have ran out the back and around to the bottom, and I actually have taped across this arm. We're going to see how that does for, reception. Hopefully it'll be fine. Besides that, we did add a little nut under each 5mm standoff just to provide us a little more space for our RX. I didn't want it too squished the way it really was the first time. And aside from that, we put the longer standoffs on it, and we did use the included mount for the camera. But what we did was we drilled a new hole to allow us to slide this thing just to where the lens was basically right at the standoffs. It's going to be really hard for me to just take a hit directly on the lens. So if I could, I would have pushed it a millimeter or two back, but I just couldn't. But that gives us enough tilt really for now, for the way we fly with these wider angle lenses. I mean, I got a good 35 degrees of tilt probably, and I can still flatten it out and everything. The VTX just straight across the top and zip tied in place for now. We will figure a new mounting spot out, but from my understanding, Turbo Mock Drones is going to have a solution, or already has a solution for that. So there we go. Test fit, everything is set up. I've already checked it on the ground station. So we're going to go unbox something else, which is going to be really pretty cool because it's how we're going to see through this thing. And then we're going to go maiden. Fly safe. Let's do it. Fly HD, baby. Connex.